God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved child, listen to me now with an open heart, for these words are not leaves scattered in the wind, but seeds of eternity sown directly into the soil of your soul. For I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, 'Do not fear, I will help you.'" Isaiah chapter 41 verse 13, "I have seen the desert before you, the dry land that often seemed to swallow your steps, your dreams, and your strength. But I want you to understand something profound. The desert was never a punishment." Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors to abundance, peace, and blessings that God has already prepared for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click the link pinned in the first comment. There, you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. The desert was the place where I brought you to reveal my glory, where your heart released its false securities and learned to hear my voice. Every tear that fell on that dry ground was not lost. It became a seed of a miracle already beginning to sprout. I am the one who causes springs to rise where no one expects them, who turns stagnation into movement, who renews what seemed dead. And just as I turned bitter waters into sweet ones, I will turn your pain into testimony, your waiting into victory, your weakness into radiant strength. I know there were moments when your heart cried out in the deepest silence, when words could no longer find their way and all that remained was an invisible weight on your soul. I know the nights were long, when you believed no one saw you, no one understood you, when you thought your pain was too great to be shared. There were days when the burden seemed heavier than you could carry, and the world around you felt indifferent to what you felt. But listen to me, I was there. I was there when your tears fell with no witness. I was there when your chest tightened and you thought no one cared. I was so close that your breath touched my breath. When discouragement tried to extinguish your light, I held your flame. When your hands had no more strength, I placed mine upon your shoulders. Nothing was abandonment. Nothing was emptiness. Every loss was preparation. Every silence was revelation. Nothing, absolutely nothing, in your story is without purpose. I walked with you in every step, even when you believed you were walking alone. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He sustained me when no one else could. Rivers of living water will flow from within the one who believes. John chapter 7 verse 38. Child, guard this promise as one guards a precious treasure, for it is not metaphor, it is spiritual reality. I know you look upon areas of your life and see desert, dreams that seem to die, hopes that seem to dry up, plans you held with care but lost in the midst of battles. But I tell you, I come precisely there. I do not seek perfect gardens, I seek dry ground, for it is there that my glory is revealed. Where man sees impossibility, I see the perfect place for transformation. I am the one who makes rivers flow in the desert and causes life to bloom where there was only dust. Every prayer whispered in exhaustion reached my heart. Every tear wiped in silence was gathered by me. Every thought of, "I can't do this anymore," was heard by the one who sustains you. Nothing went unnoticed. And now, child, the time of restoration begins. Not later. Not someday. It begins now, in the moment you choose to believe again. Comment, I trust in the love of God. He makes rivers flow where there was once desert. Child, many looked at your story without understanding what I was doing in you. Some interpreted your tears as weakness, your sensitivity as exaggeration, your faith as illusion. They saw the moment, not the process. But I tell you, you were not shamed, you were refined. Gold only shines after passing through fire, and you were forged to carry a purpose too great for shallow hearts. I was shaping your vision, your character, your endurance, because what I am about to pour over you requires deep foundations. That is why your story was never ordinary. You were marked by eternity. While many stepped back, you continued. While others surrendered, you insisted. And even when your strength ran out, your faith, however small, still whispered, "I still believe." And that whisper, to me, was a roar. Never underestimate the small seed of faith that remains in you. It is enough to move mountains, and I will move them before you. The time has come to see with your eyes what your heart always knew. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. Son, I want you to understand something that perhaps your heart has not yet fully grasped. What was barren in your life does not define you. Pain is not your identity, loss is not your signature, silence is not your sentence. I have known you before the foundation of the world. I saw you when no one else saw you. I chose you even before you knew I existed. You are my dreamed one, my beloved, my cared-for child. There are mysteries about your story that you do not yet understand, because your vision has often been clouded by the battles you have faced. But I tell you, every battle had a purpose. Every delay had a reason. Every waiting season was building resilience inside you. The strength you have today, you did not have before. The sensitivity that moves you now, you did not possess before. The faith that sustains your steps today was born from the ashes that tried to consume you. Nothing was wasted. Everything was an investment. And now, my child, breathe. The time to blossom has arrived, and you will not bloom alone, I will bloom within you. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation chapter 21 verse 5. My son, this word is not just a distant promise, it is what I am doing in your life at this very moment. When you look back and see ruins, I see foundations. When you look within and feel tired, I see room for a miracle. When you look toward the future and feel uncertainty, I see open doors. Nothing that was broken will remain that way. I am rebuilding your story not from pain, but from my grace. I am raising within you a purer heart, a stronger mind, a more mature faith. I am teaching you not to trust in what you see, but in who I am. For when I say I make all things new, it means I leave no trace of condemnation, failure, or shame. I do not renovate, I recreate. And your future will be so full of glory that your past will have no strength to accuse you. The new has already begun, my son. It is being born inside you, silently, yet powerfully. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He is my refuge. There were days when getting out of bed felt like climbing a mountain, and breathing seemed to require more strength than you had. You wondered if it was worth continuing, if joy would ever bloom again, if the seeds of love you planted would ever return multiplied. I saw every battle you fought in silence. I saw when you loved even while wounded, when you offered forgiveness while your soul was bleeding, when you chose to believe even after disappointment. None of these gestures were small to me. Every act of yours was recorded before me as a living offering of faith, a secret altar where you chose me even without understanding. And now, my child, I tell you, your reward will not delay. I am the God who honors the invisible, the God who sees what human eyes cannot. I will lift you up before those who said you would not go far, not to prove anything, but so that they may know that my hand was always upon you. You were sustained by my strength, not the strength of the world. And because you were faithful in the silence, I will be faithful in the revelation. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126 verse 5. Son, understand this truth, you did not cry in vain. Every tear of yours was a seed sown in the soil of promise. What looked like weakness to others, to me was faith in its purest form. I collected every tear that fell in the silence of long nights, and now I prepare the harvest. And it will not be small, timid, or unnoticed. It will be abundant, powerful, overflowing. I will turn your mourning into dancing, your weariness into renewed strength, your loneliness into living testimony. You will walk paths that once seemed unreachable. You will speak words your pain once kept locked inside. You will live promises that once seemed too distant to believe. I am moving heaven and earth on your behalf. And no matter what was taken from you, I am the God who restores. And I restore in double portion. And I restore with honor. Because you are mine. And what belongs to me no one touches unless I allow it. You were not forgotten. You were set apart. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He turns my tears into harvest. The desert that once seemed endless will be remembered not as pain, but as the place where you truly found me. The loneliness will be remembered as the place where your faith finally awakened. The God who has never left you. The God who will never give up on you. Take my hand. Breathe deeply. Take the next step. The desert that once felt like death will bloom before your eyes, not tomorrow, not later, now. This is the time of the turning point. This is the time of manifestation. This is the time of fulfillment. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He is my refuge and my victory. There is a wind approaching your life now, a wind not born from any earthly movement, but carried from the breath of my spirit. It comes softly at first, like the whisper of morning over the surface of still water, yet its power is undeniable, steady, and alive. This wind is the beginning of a transformation that has already been set in motion long before you understood you were in preparation. I have watched you walk through seasons where the soil around your feet seemed barren and silent, and where your prayers felt like echoes swallowed by vast emptiness. Yet, I say to you, no moment of your journey has been wasted. There is a fragrance rising from the ground where you once believed nothing could grow. Those who doubted your calling, Those who looked upon your struggle and saw only failure will soon be witnesses of a harvest shaped by divine intention. Where ashes seem to define the end of your story, flowers will rise in full bloom. What you have endured has not been for humiliation, but for elevation. The time of being hidden has not been a time of being forgotten. It has been the sacred chamber where your roots formed strength that the world could not see. And now, the stirring you feel is not your imagination, it is the movement of destiny awakening. You have walked valleys that felt endless, stretches of land where your steps grew heavy and hope seemed to wither with the dust. I saw how your heart wrestled with weariness while you tried to keep faith alive when everything external suggested surrender. I heard the prayers you whispered through tears no one knew you cried. I collected every moment of your silence, the silence that others assumed meant defeat, but I knew it was perseverance shaped in quiet fire. I tell you now, your waiting has not been in vain. Every delay, every unanswered question, every season where the path seemed unclear has been woven into a design greater than your eyes could perceive. I have been working beneath the surface, deep in the unseen soil where life begins long before it appears above ground. The dry ground beneath your feet is shifting, and the waters I have spoken into existence are rising from depths where no drought can reach. Do not assume that what has taken long has been forgotten. I move in times and ways that do not bow to human clocks. One word from me can change landscapes. One breath from me can awaken seeds long thought dead. And this is that moment. The same ground that felt lifeless will become the place where joy takes root. The same place where tears fell will become the ground where you lift your head again with strength and wonder. Your story is not ending where others thought it would. What appeared to be a finish line was only a turning point. The places where you felt your spirit break will become the very places where my glory shines the brightest. You will not just rise, you will rise with understanding, with depth, with testimony shaped by fire and refined through surrender. The restoration I am bringing to you is not superficial. It reaches into the parts of you that have long been numb, abandoned, or wounded. I am not simply easing your pain, I am transforming it. You will not return to who you were before your struggle. You will become someone wiser, stronger, and rooted in a peace that cannot be shaken. The river I send will not just wet the soil, it will nourish every hidden seed, and your life will bear fruit that lasts. People will look at you and recognize that what has happened cannot be explained by human effort or chance. They will say, "This was God." Not because you will wear perfection, but because your transformation will carry a beauty that no human hand could have sculpted. The desert you walked will not define you, it will testify of how I sustained you. Every step forward now carries the echo of waters moving beneath your path, waters alive with promise. You may not see the full bloom yet, but you will. The signs are already emerging in the quiet shifts inside you: renewed strength, quiet peace, unexpected courage, the return of dreams you thought life had taken from you. These are not coincidences. They are the first petals of the garden that is rising. You will notice that what once fatigued your spirit will no longer have the same weight. You will feel a restoration happening not only around you but within you. You will hear yourself speak words of faith that once felt unreachable. There will be moments where you pause, not out of confusion but out of awe, realizing that what once was impossible is now unfolding in your hands. The place where you felt emptied will overflow. The place where you felt broken will shine with wholeness. The wind of my spirit is not merely comforting you, it is reshaping everything. And listen carefully, your rising will not be quiet. Not because you will seek to be seen, but because what I am doing through you cannot be hidden. Light cannot help but shine. Gardens cannot help but bloom. Rivers cannot help but carve their paths through stone. Your transformation will not be subtle, it will be undeniable. Those who watched your struggle will witness your rise. Those who questioned your faith will observe my faithfulness. I am not simply restoring what you lost, I am giving you more than what was taken. The restitution will be abundant, overflowing, unmistakable. Your story will not whisper of survival, it will declare victory. And this victory is not something you will have to force, strain for, or chase. It is something that will unfold naturally, the way spring follows winter. All this time, I have been preparing you to carry what is coming, so that when abundance arrives, your heart remains anchored, steady, and whole. Know this deeply, your identity has never been rooted in the seasons of dryness you walked through. You are not defined by what you endured. The hardships did not diminish you, they refined you. You were being prepared to carry greater peace, greater purpose, greater clarity. You were being shaped to understand the weight of compassion, the value of presence, the strength of faith. The wilderness did not break you, it revealed you. It uncovered depths within you that only adversity can awaken. And now, as the wind of my Spirit sweeps across your life, everything that once felt heavy begins to lift. Not because the world has changed, but because you have been transformed from within. The garden that is rising in you will continue to grow, even in unfamiliar ground. You will no longer fear beginnings. You will no longer shrink before uncertainty. You will no longer see delay as rejection. You will walk with the knowing that I am with you, and that I am faithful to complete what I begin. So walk forward now with your heart open. Do not rush, do not strive, do not fear. The work is already happening. The river is already flowing. The garden is already blooming. What comes next is beauty unfolding. And when you see it, when your eyes witness what your spirit has long sensed, you will understand, I was with you in every silence, in every tear, in every unanswered night. I was planting, strengthening, guarding, and preparing. You were never forgotten. You were being readied. And now, beloved, you will bloom. Beloved child, listen with the calmness of your spirit and not with the rush of your thoughts, for what I speak now is not merely a comforting phrase or something meant to soothe your emotions for a moment. These are living words, carrying the breath of my spirit, planted in the deepest soil of your being. I have watched you walk through seasons where every step felt heavy, where each breath felt like an effort, and the horizon seemed distant and uncertain. I saw the nights when you laid awake, searching for direction or even the faintest sign of hope. And yet, in every moment, I was there. Even when your heart questioned whether you were walking alone, my presence was the hand sustaining you. I have never turned my eyes away from you, not even for a moment. When the ground beneath you felt like burning sand, when the silence around you echoed louder than words, and when others could not understand the weight you were carrying, I was secretly preparing a banquet of honor for your life. Nothing you endured was wasted. The hidden tears, the quiet perseverance, the decisions you made while battling doubt, all of these became part of a foundation I was shaping in depths you could not see. I do not build on shallow ground. I strengthen roots first, and sometimes this strengthening feels like being pressed, stretched, refined. But what I was forming in you is something that cannot be taken away by any storm. I was not merely sustaining you, I was transforming you into someone capable of carrying the glory of the season that now begins to unfold before you. I now speak over you a transformation that defies human explanation. The dry season you endured with patience and endurance is giving way to a spiritual springtime, not one that appears suddenly from the outside, but one that has been growing invisibly within you. I have planted new seeds in your soul, seeds of resilience, wisdom, healing, and bold faith. These seeds have been germinating beneath the soil of your silence. Soon, what was hidden will rise into full bloom. The places inside you where once only pain and confusion lived will soon bear fruit that nourishes not just your life, but the lives of many. The desert that you walked through was not a sign of abandonment, it was the furnace where your faith was refined into something unbreakable. The fire did not deplete you, it purified you. What once wounded you will now become the very testimony that lifts others. What delayed you was not denial, it was timing. You have not been held back, you have been prepared. You will look back and see that even in the moments when you believed everything was falling apart, something sacred was being constructed. Your identity is no longer shaped by the pain you endured, but by the strength that rose from it. You are no longer the person who struggled to hold themselves together. You are someone who has met endurance face to face and emerged with a spirit fortified by my presence. The world will not recognize you by your past wounds, but by the radiance that now begins to shine from your healed spirit. Listen closely, beloved one. Every word spoken against your identity, every judgment, every label, every harmful belief that others placed upon you or that you once placed on yourself, is being broken right now. My present silences what was not spoken by me. I declare freedom over your mind, peace over your heart, and clarity over your steps. The voices that tried to convince you that you were not enough, that you were forgotten, that nothing would change, those voices lose their authority now. I restore your sense of worth and your holy confidence. I place wisdom upon your thoughts, courage in your actions, and a renewed sensitivity to my whisper. No longer will you shrink from who you are. You will walk with shoulders lifted and a gaze steady, not as someone uncertain, but as someone who knows they are chosen. I have expanded your capacity, shaped your patience, and trained your spirit for the path that unfolds now before you. You are not approaching your promise, you are stepping into it. The story has already shifted. What I have declared cannot be reversed. Stand firm. Walk forward. You carry my imprint. You carry my breath. You carry my destiny. The same wilderness that once was the place of your wrestling will now become the stage for your rising. There are people who saw your struggle from afar and assumed that the silence meant your story was over. They did not understand that silence is where I do my deepest work. There are those who believed that what was broken in you would remain broken. They did not see the hands that were restoring you. There are those who measured your potential by your past. They did not know I was writing a future that would outshine every expectation. When they see what I am about to do in your life, it will not be possible to credit anything or anyone but my hand. Your transformation will be unmistakably divine. And through it, I will not only lift you, I will shine through you. Your life will become a lighthouse, a testimony, a warm flame for those who still feel lost in their own night. You will not need to convince or explain. Your presence will speak. Your peace will speak. Your joy will speak. The strength that now grows in you will be the evidence of who has been walking with you all along. Your harvest will not be small, and it will not be for you alone. Every seed of kindness you planted while hurting, every act of love you gave even when your heart was weary, every good intention you held when the world felt heavy, none of it disappeared. It was all planted in the soil of eternity. And now, the fruit will return multiplied, overflowing, abundant. Your life will nourish others. Your healing will become healing for others. Your restoration will restore families, friendships, and hearts that have forgotten how to hope. Your journey is becoming a fountain that will continue flowing long after today, long after tomorrow, and long into generations not yet born. I am creating in you not just personal victory, but legacy. Nothing you lived was wasted. Your scars are not symbols of defeat, they are openings where my glory shines through. You will become a reminder to many that nothing is too broken to be restored, nothing too lost to be found, nothing too painful to be redeemed. Your life will carry the echo of redemption, an echo that awakens life where only silence once lived. I am making all things new. Not just your circumstances, but your inner landscape. Where sorrow once sat, joy will rise. Where heaviness once took residence, lightness will flourish. Where fear once restricted your steps, trust will now guide you. What once made you weep will soon be the very reason your heart sings. What seemed like delay will be recognized as perfect timing. I am the God who is never late, never absent, never distant. Every detail is unfolding as it must. And what is coming is beyond what you have prayed for, beyond what you have imagined, beyond what you thought yourself worthy of receiving. Lift your eyes. Your horizon is widening. Your steps will be steady. Your spirit will be strong. And your faith will move what once seemed immovable. The heavens are open over you, and the rivers of blessing are overflowing their banks. I am the one who turns deserts into gardens, ashes into beauty, sorrow into celebration, and endings into beginnings. My promise over your life is alive, breathing, and unstoppable. Your desert is blooming. Your heart is awakening. Your soul is rising. And your story will not be remembered for the pain you endured, but for the glory that now unfolds. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.